or to update existing articles with current information. The online encyclopedia called Wikipedia is the best known publicly accessible wiki, with over 15 million articles contributed and edited by volunteers around the world. The nonprofit Wikipedia is the most popular general-purpose reference work on the internet. More than 3 of 4 millennials, members of the generation born from about 1980 to 1995, have created profiles on one or more of the social networking sites, such as Facebook or LinkedIn. Social networks have become the de facto platform for collaboration and online asynchronous interaction. If Facebook were a country, it would be the third most populous after China and India, with 50 million plus members. The core element of these sites is the individual or organizational profile. The real value of these sites is that the profiles are nodes in a vast interdependent network of links to other nodes created by other people or organizations. The users build this network themselves as they link to friends or colleagues. Some connections may be suggested by the software itself, while others might be added from an address book, email messages, instant messaging contacts, or by searching for potential friends or colleagues. For users, the value of social networking sites can be quite high, offering a platform to nurture or renew connections that might otherwise fade away. For companies, these sites offer a means to support knowledge sharing in the company and to reach people who may be interested in their products or services. Ads can be tailored to reach precise target groups based on their members' profiles. Beyond advertising, organizations create their own profiles as a means to connect with their customers, recruit new employees, announce new products, and generally promote their brands. Microblogging is a form of blogging in which the posts are quite short, containing a brief sentence fragment, and perhaps a link to another web source or video. As in a blog, the entries appear in reverse chronological order. The topics range widely from simple updates about what the poster is currently doing to informative links to resources about current events, hobbies, companies, services, and more. The social media aspects exist because users are able to follow other users whose posts constantly appear on the followers' computer screens or mobile devices. Followers can reply to posts or repeat them for the benefit of their own followers. Twitter has the largest number of users, and its vocabulary terms tweet and retweet are widely used to describe the basic elements of this collaborative technology. Companies find innovative ways to reach out to customers using Twitter, especially as social referrals dent the impact of sponsored search term advertisements, which are relevant to your search but not endorsed by someone you know. The virtual world is a graphical, often 3D environment in which users can immerse themselves, interacting with virtual objects and with one another using avatars. Sitting at a computer screen with a keyboard, mouse, joysticks, console, controls, steering wheels, or foot pedals, users can explore digitally structured worlds or pilot vehicles through realistic terrain. These emerging online spaces are widely used for multi-user games and also serve as simulations for training. Second Life is one of the biggest commercial virtual world providers. While many organizations have set up a presence in Second Life, their initial efforts focused more on customer relationship management, which have not had tremendous success. Despite rocky starts, virtual worlds hold much promise for collaboration. Business users who want to hold meetings are attracted to them as a way to simulate a live conference with speakers, breakout rooms, and small group sessions. Beyond business meetings, virtual worlds can recreate any environment for humans to explore, from a tiny epithelial cell to the vast emptiness of space. Unified Communications integrates multiple applications into a single interface accessible from many different devices. Although the technologies are not new, a unified approach can bring together real-time communication services such as instant messaging and video conferencing with asynchronous email, voicemail, and fax. One important feature is the context indicator, which lets senders know whether the individual is available to communicate at the moment and which mode he or she prefers. For example, on a long car trip, a driver might signal his or her availability for hands-free cell phone conversations, but not instant messaging or video conferencing. Universal dashboards are emerging to aggregate even more services. The dashboard might include email, interactive video, phone, conference calling, voicemail, instant messaging, web conferencing, and shared workspaces. The dashboard available on desktops or smartphones creates a constant link between the individual and his or her contacts and information sources. It mixes business and consumer-oriented devices and draws on services within organizations and outside organizations in the cloud. Human beings have had thousands of years to refine their strategies for productive interactions in face-to-face settings, but only a couple of decades to figure out how to collaborate virtually. Some common themes that affect behavior appear in online environments. Unfamiliar tools. Typing is not the same as speaking, though people often try to use the keyboard to simulate spoken conversations rather than more formal written correspondence. Media richness. Many communications are text only, leaving out facial expressions, eye contact, voice pitch and tempo, gestures, body posture, and hand gestures. Physical distance. Another important variable is the combination of physical distance and lack of any physical presence. Anonymity. When people have a sense that others will not be able to identify who they are, their behavior can change considerably. And audience. Online interactions are always somewhat blurry in terms of who is in the audience. Electronic communications can also be deliberately forwarded to others or publicly released. People form impressions quickly using social categories, particularly age, gender, ethnicity, and physical attractiveness. When those cues are not obvious, they use whatever they can to form some kind of impression, and so miscalculations are common online. Social media with photos and videos add physical appearance back into the mix. Social networking sites also provide the ability to view the network of an individual, which adds an unuseful feature to online impression management that has no parallel in face-to-face meetings. Within organizations, people usually learn norms from one another as they watch what others do and experience subtle praise or pushback, often nonverbal. Online, though, group members can't perceive the nonverbal cues, so group norms can be more difficult to establish. Norms about how workload should be shared are more difficult to transmit and enforce online. Successful virtual team leaders compensate for weak norms by managing the expectations much more explicitly. The particular characteristics of online environments often lead to disinhibition, in which people express themselves more bluntly, abruptly, or aggressively than they would in face-to-face meetings. The online world tends to flatten out hierarchies and equalize status, partly because many of the cues used to establish status are less apparent. Virtual team leaders know that they do not have the same they might have in a face-to-face setting. For virtual teams, in which people express themselves more bluntly, abruptly, or aggressively than they would in face-to-face meetings. The online world tends to flatten out hierarchies and equalize status, partly because many of the cues used to establish status are less apparent. Virtual team leaders know that they do not have the same power as they might have in a face-to-face setting. For virtual teams, especially newly created ones containing members who have never met, trust is especially fragile and challenging to create. Research shows that an initial face-to-face meeting can enhance trust in virtual teams. Knowing how group dynamics unfold online and how collaborative technologies can best support teamwork will help improve the chances for success. To facilitate productivity and make virtual work more satisfying, virtual team members can develop a written team charter, agree on a decision-making strategy, proactively volunteer for assignments, and communicate and share information frequently. Virtual team leaders can get to know each of the team members, use a structured leadership style, encourage participation by all team members, send out frequent reminders, and praise publicly and convey constructive criticism privately. In summary, collaborative technologies have evolved rapidly, beginning with email that supports contact management with address books and time management with calendaring. Discussion forums, instant messaging, and texting provide support for text-based collaboration. Collaborative technologies designed for groups include group decision support systems, web conferencing, and shared workspaces. Web 2.0 technologies provide extensive collaboration support with blogs, wikis, social networking, microblogging, and virtual worlds. Organizations use these tools to support their own collaborative efforts and to reach out to customers and suppliers. Unified Communications brings together multiple collaborative technologies and applications, simplifying the interfaces and making them accessible through many different devices. And key characteristics of online environments that affect human behavior include the unfamiliar tools used to communicate, reduced media richness, greater physical distance, heightened perceptions of anonymity, and unclear audience. Strategies for making virtual teams work more effectively stress the need to take into account the way online environments affect human behavior. Thank you for joining. That is the end of Chapter 8.